What is up, guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we're going to be going over a Position 5 Mirana game. I just played this ranked game, and things went really well. And it went well because I've been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot from Snake King, who I've made some videos on the gameleap website. I think I did. Was the Veno video from yesterday Snake King? I can't even remember it. But I've been watching a ton of Position 5 gameplay. I'm going to be standing in for one of my friend's teams as Position 5, probably. And so yeah, I've been just practicing, enjoying the role, and I've been having a great time just learning the role, learning things to do, and being kind of just a greedier support. So I'm going to be teaching you guys everything I learned, and let's get into it. Also, I want to let you guys know that over on the gameleap website, I'm making a lot of awesome content there. Content that's a lot more educational than here on YouTube. Content that's really going to help you gain MMR. I also just started working with some new coaching students, and so I'm considering posting some of those sessions over there as well. So a lot coming to the gameleap website. If you haven't signed up, I recommend you do. It's pretty cheap. Click the link down below, and I'll see you guys there. So this game, it's Pango Bane versus Mirana Lina. I would say it's a pretty even lane, only because Bane is very strong in lane. Pango is fine, not great. I would say Pango against double range heroes isn't the best because it's pretty easy for us to avoid two-man shield crashes early on and prevent him from getting that big barrier. So there's a couple things I was thinking about in this lane. Number one, I wasn't sure exactly what the skill. I was thinking about taking arrow and just securing the range creep. The reason why this is good is because then your carry doesn't have to extend for it. However, Lina has her stun and Pango isn't the best laner, so I thought that I might not need to do that. However, I didn't want to trade with Bane with Starstorm. I wanted to not fight him for the pull camps, and this is something I think is very reasonable and advanced and good. I'm not exactly certain about this, guys, but basically, I'm going to leave the large camp open, and I'm going to arrow the big creep, so it gets me some farm, it gets me some gold. It's going to mean when he side pulls, it's not that strong of a side pull. And I don't really want to fight Bane for the camps, because Bane outtrades Mirana. It's not very close, right? Bane's stats are way better, and Brain Sap is a extremely powerful ability early on. So I don't really want to fight this guy for the camps. Sure, I could block the camp, I could like try to cheekily do it, but it's going to cost me a lot of HP, it's going to cost me a lot of positioning. So instead, I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just gonna basically play to hour the large camp and feed my Lina tangos. Like, and this is a good strategy. It's a very strong strategy for a hero like Mirana that doesn't have good movement speed and doesn't have good armor. I don't want to trade when I don't have leap. I don't want to get in these like risky 1v1s. I'm going to lose them. And you have to understand that, guys, right? When you're playing certain heroes, if your stats are bad, like on Veno and Mirana, even if you're strong at some point in the game, you're not strong right now, and you need to be careful. So, okay, the large camp eventually spawns, and immediately I'm going to arrow it, right? I'm going to take that camp out, and I'm going to continue to hit the Bane. I really was outplaying this guy a little bit. Honestly, I think support players are just terrible at auto-attacking. Like, I don't know. Not all of them, but like, this guy, like, what is this? He just hits me once, and then he gets hit like 5 times for one auto. This is like so terrible. So always play around this tower area, guys. Like, you just want to sit in the tower area over and over again. So yeah, the Bane's gonna side pull here, which ends up being kind of good. I tried to arrow the medium creep, which probably is stupid. It's probably stupid. I should probably just save it so I can follow up a Lina stun. That was stupid. Because I ended up also hitting a melee creep, which then pushes the wave, which is actually really bad. So I'm not gonna lie, that arrow was omega trash, and I would not recommend it. Then, something I learned as well, I'm gonna go back 10 seconds here. Something I learned is basically you wanna walk starting at like 243-ish and unblock the small. And if you do it at like 143 or 243, the enemy support won't necessarily react in time, and you'll be able to unblock it right before the minimar. I check behind here. It's like the most common spot that people like cheekily do. So prevent that. Get the small camp, which I probably should have pulled immediately. In hindsight, I wish I just, because the lane is hard pushing. Either I should go pull this, like I should pull this right now. That would be super high skill. Yeah, this is so terrible. So still a lot of things for me to improve on, right? And I'm hopefully you guys are learning the lessons here as well. I should pull this right now. It's a full large camp. Another thing that's kind of nice about this Mirana, if I'm arrowing the range creeps, which I didn't do this lane, but if I am pushing in the wave, or I do anything to push in the wave, leaving open this large camp and pulling it is really great. So I could have either pulled this or I could have pulled this. I ended up pulling neither, which really hurt us here. I think this is where my Lina, I mean, to be fair, right here, I told her I'm going to pull and she gets gone on, which, you know, is kind of classic carry. Like, how did he get gone on? I literally told him I'm going to pull. You know, what can you do, guys? What can you do? What can you do? No offense to this guy. I have him pre-muted, so I don't know who it is. I don't care. I'm sure he's a great person. But what in the world? I literally said I'm going to pull. I mean, come on. And then he loses all of his health, the TPs. I feed him a tango because I'm a nice guy. I guess I should have salved him. I didn't want to salve because it's half, but I should have salved him in hindsight, and he dies here. And I'm like, oh my god, this lane was so good. It was so good. I was out trading Bane. His game is great. I mean, look at the CS differential. I'm like bodying the Bane. I'm getting farmed because I'm arrowing large camps. Like, we are giga chilling, and it does that shit. I'm like, holy, oh my god. I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, that's the only thing you can't, I mean, to be fair, I could have stopped all of that from happening from pulling, but still, it's no excuse for him dying there. But okay, we eventually get this side pull off, which is good. Gotta get the lane back to enable my Lina a bit. And we're just continuing the trade. Now we got 2 points in our Q, which means it does a lot more damage. We're gonna get our pulls off, and so I think my Lina, does she die here? No, so we're chilling. And something, guys, I don't really contest the runes a lot. I just personally don't think it's as good as people think. Like, you have to travel really, really, really far. The reason why it is good to contest the 6-minute rune in some games is it lets you get up a mid ward, and that is the benefit, and that's why I think I should consider doing it more for the mid ward. We would have killed that guy. She followed me, but it's good to go mid at night for the ward. But honestly, sitting in the lane and just like spamming pulls, especially when it's a hero like Pango that's just really bad in lane, sitting in the lane and just spam pulling on this guy is really great, right? Like, I mean, he just isn't going to respond well. Also, my Lina can't really be left alone. She'll die to a whole variety of ganks. I ended up dying here. This was a good play. I was shocked that I died. I thought I was fine. Wow, so much damage. So that was a bit unfortunate. But by sitting in the lane, we kind of enable our Lina. We end up taking a really great fight here. Good rotation from our Earth Spirit. Hop in, hit the Starstorm, and yeah, they kind of just get magnetized out. I think we chase onto the Bane as well here. And the Starstorm ability does so much damage. We leap, we get the kill, and we're feeling good. So that was super great for our game. And now I can keep kind of just arrowing large creeps, and I don't buy too many small items. Notice I didn't buy like, I think I didn't buy a blood grenade this game. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And that's very intentional. I just felt that I'm gonna hit an early mana boots, and this is really key in my opinion, because I think mana boots are the most broken item, like one of the most broken items in the game. They're just so cheap, the build-up's insane. Like, I could have a Sage's Mask or a Bassi. I get my mana boots, and now I'm giving out like 350 mana when I do it on me and my Lina. I mean, it's so much mana, guys. Like 350 mana, that is a ridiculous amount of mana. Okay, so at this point in the game, I definitely should be more open to rotating. However, I don't really like these mid fights that are like this. I would rather kind of just, because my carry left the lane, I would rather just hit some insane timings if I don't see the play. Like, we don't have a mid ward, which kind of is my fault. I'm having certain priorities. It's not really a fault, but it is my decision. And yeah, I just kind of sit in the lane and I just spam pull this camp. They try to gank me here, but that's why Mirana, like, if I'm gonna play a hero that I want to farm on, it's gonna want to be something like Mirana, because a lot of heroes are just giga dead to this gank. Like, Bane is dead, AA is dead, Rubik's dead. Like, most heroes are just dead. They would have gotten hit by that gank, but I'm okay because I'm Mirana, right? I have 3 leaps, and I'm not like spamming these leaps out of nowhere, so pretty huge. From there, just continue to arrow some creeps, watching the map, and I wanted to smoke my Earth Spirit at this point, and I think this is probably my best play of the game. It was really, really simple, nothing crazy. I clarity my Lina, she was out of mana, I mana boots my Lina, so mana boots, broken item as per usual. I have Seize the Serenity, broken item as per usual. Literally nothing new. And I nuked the midwave so my Earth Spirit and I can one-shot it. Now, I didn't want to show, but honestly, in the average pub, people are not paying attention, and even in the pro scene, people are not paying attention a lot of the time. You know, humans are humans, they miss stuff. And so we push in the midwave, we smoke. As long as they don't have a mid ward, which they might, but if they don't have a mid ward, they will not see the smoke, and I know that. And they don't have a mid ward. All you have to do, oh wait, will they see the smoke on just like the wave? That's the only thing. Okay, I don't know if they would see that. If they see that, that's something I have to fix. That's really trash. But either way, they don't really react, like, and it's just good. Like, these mid smokes, because I'm level 7 now, I've hit my strength. Like, once Mirana hits level 7, you do so much damage. The Starstorm just cooks. 300 damage, and then it does 75% of that if you hit them twice, which is 225. That's a 525 damage nuke, guys. That is insane. Look at these people's HP pools. 525 damage, like, what is that? What is that? And so I go on the Bane here, boom. I mean, this Mirana here does so much damage, and we get an instant double kill. We force out the Muerta. Right, so we kick the Muerta out of her lane, and my Omni Knight was having not a great game, so kind of that enabled him a little bit. We kick out the Muerta, that's wonderful, and we get the tower. Like, this was so good. 2 kills, forcing a TP, and a tower. From there, this is really high skill, guys, to do. In the mid game, this large camp is really important. It's important for farm, and it's important so you can pull and get the lane back so Muerta can't free farm lane creeps after you take the tower. So after you take this tower, it's very good to sentry that large camp. I think it's extremely high skill to do that. Then we're going to take a little fight here. I think they chase onto me, just doing a little bit of baiting. I pop my ulti, I guess they thought they could kill me, but there's no way. We get a little cheeky mercy kill. Very good. Not overreacting, not panicking when getting gone on. So from there, I wanted to pick up the Wisdom Rune. Nothing crazy. You don't have to instantly pick up the 14-minute Wisdom Rune. Sometimes it's better just to stay on the map. But I decided to pick up the Wisdom Rune. I was just kind of in the area. I'm watching this top fight. I didn't feel like I needed to be there. I felt that the Lina was dead and my team could clean up. And this was definitely the right response. So another good decision. I was making really good decisions at this point of the game. Just not TBing to things I didn't have to be at, right? Just getting the rune, and now I get to farm up mid-wave, and that's great because it's going to get me to my level 10. It's going to get me to my mech, right? And this is my major timing. I want to get my mech as soon as I can so I can start making plays with it. And I get my mech, nighttime hits, and I tell my Earth Spirit, you know, let's play this hill. Let's kind of control this area. I wish I placed this ward slightly deeper so it would see into this camp. That's like a bit cringe, I think. We go in, miss the roll, it is what it is. So the Bane lives, and we decided to go for a bit of a psycho dive, which, I mean, sure. Pop my mech, pop my ulti, nothing crazy. Oh, and I screamed at my team here. I was like, get out! Because the Bane bought back. Like, he died and then bought back. I'm like, okay, great. They just bought back their Bane. Like, as long as we don't commit to this fight, great. It's a 1-for-1 with a buyback. And buybacks, guys, are a big deal because next time this Bane dies, he dies for, I think it's like 20 bonus seconds or 15 bonus seconds. It's like super long. He's just going to be dead for forever. And does he die here? Someone dies here. The Marcy dies. Oh, yeah, I think the Bane dies. I arrowed a melee creep accidentally. And look, he's just dead for 55 seconds. And this is where the game really started to turn. We made this really great bot move, right? So we open up the bot side. We make this mid play. I made a great call to get my team to back off on the Bane buyback. So that was great awareness there. And now we're gonna push in the top lane. Just like after fight ends, guys, you can farm on heroes like Mirana because you can connect really easily. Like with Leap, you can always kind of join in on the fight late. And I don't have ulti, so I'm not like, I mean, you don't need ulti on Mirana to fight like at all. It's super unnecessary, but if I see a wave all the way in, I told my cores, I'm like, TP guys, TP, it's too much farm. I don't know, they didn't either have TPs or want a TP, so they didn't TP, whatever. I'll take the farm, I just walk. I didn't TP to the top lane, I walked so I could join in on these mid fights. Great kickback into my arrow and oh, so much damage. Mirana hero popping off, we mech up the techies, he gets repelled, we're able to kite out, and the game was just getting better and better at this point. I think we made some mistakes that evened out this game a little, but I mean, we were starting to cook. Like, the game was super swinging in our favor after a not so great start. The enemy team was winning the game, and all of a sudden, 8k lead. And this is the impact you can have from support. I mean, look how farmed I am. Because I'm pushing in waves at the right times, I'm not pushing in waves and not fighting. I'm super active, but it's just not committing your TP and finding fights in between the engagements, or when your team just isn't ready and doesn't want to. And so that was kind of close. We almost got cooked by Muerta there. So from there, in terms of skill build, you max out arrow, you can skip your ulti. I personally think skilling ulti might be better than the 4th point in arrow. I've been thinking about it. We're gonna pick up the next Wisdom Rune as well. And you skip your 10 talent as well. You basically just prioritize maxing out the arrow so it's max stun duration. That's kind of the gist. Then my team fed a bunch, which whatever, what can you do? Life of a support, just watching your team die all around you. And I was telling them come Roche, and we were just not on the same page, but whatever. We get the Bane kill, snipe up a Bane, super huge, really big. And this Bane kill on the bot side of the map leads to Roshan. And that's why I like knowing where certain kills will lead to certain objectives is really important for gaining MMR. If you can coordinate kills that lead into a tower, like a safe tower or a Roshan, you're going to gain a lot of MMR from being able to do that. I would say Roshan's the big one, but that's really hard for a lot of people. And smoke is just a broken item, guys. Like, it's funny, I don't know, people just don't smoke if it's like 4k and below. There's like almost no smokes, except for a very small amount of players. Like, just button mash smokes when people are done farming and grouping up. Don't scream at people like, oh, come group up, come group up. Like, if you're close to people, just click a smoke on 2 people and like run to some area if you have good vision or if you're on a timing. You know, I'm not, using smoke is a skill, but it's obscenely, it's just a broken item. And like the fact that they just don't get used is some of the grossest Dota stuff I have to witness when coaching. Also, by the way, shout out everyone who watches the videos who signed up for coaching. I'm not taking any students right now, but I've been having a great time with everyone. The sessions have been going great, so thank you to everyone. Yeah, next fight. I think this is just me kind of forcing my team to run in. And I think sometimes it's okay to force. We were winning the game and we had Aegis. So it's like, okay, you can kind of take a bit of a risk. Like a fight that might be bad otherwise, which running up the enemy hill at night tends to be terrible. But in this case, like, they all in our Lina, who had an Aegis. That allows us to sort of get on the Coddle. I think the Coddle dies to the Earth Spirit, if I'm not mistaken. The Marcy died to Omni plus some Earth Spirit nukes. Did the Coddle die? Oh yeah, he just taked out the Magnetize hole. That is so crazy how much damage that spell can do. Which talent is that? Oh yeah, the 30% Magnetize damage and duration. This talent is insane. Wow, his 10 talent and 15 talent, you can take Spell Amp in some games. I mean, I'm sure rolling boulder distance is just too good, but damn. 10% Spell Amp is kind of crazy. Plus this 15 talent. I feel like this hero is like sort of broken, to be honest. I've been seeing a lot more Earth Spirit, and it looks really good to me as a mid. It just like clears waves, it plays really fast. It's like laning is pretty good because you can just pull aggro and secure the range creep with the bonus damage on Boulder Smash. Like Boulder Smash, his Q does more damage to creeps. And so like you can like cheese any hard lane, like Lina, you can just pull aggro and secure the range. It's like really easy to play defensive with this hero. So okay, at this point in the game, basically we were just trying to play, oh, I almost died there, that was close. Phew. I would have fed so much gold. Because I'm 4-1, I only have 1 death. I think I'm the lowest in the game. Yeah, tied with my Omni Knight, which makes sense. But at this point of the game, I was telling my team to play the wards. Some heinous deaths going on. Like, guys, when you're winning the game, like, you need to play areas where if the smoke breaks, they can't just immediately see you. Like, if you are afraid of the smoke, you need to be, like, hiding here. This guy is just in the open. And, like, I don't know what he's doing. I actually want to see his perspective. Is he tilted? Oh, he probably just thought he was gonna pop the smoke and roll out. I don't know. That was like so terrible. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of mean, but I was like, what? What are you doing? I think he was trying to pop the smoke and roll away. But like, if you want to do that, you should be standing like here because then he'll see them when the smoke breaks, but they won't see him because they're on a ward. If he wanted to make that play, that's how you make it. Or he could stand like here behind this tree. That wouldn't give him a lot of time to react, but like maybe, you know, you got to play in an area where you have time to react. You're not a superhuman, you know, where you have literal instant reaction time. Even if you had instant reaction time, I'm pretty sure he would still die. So I don't know, just bad positioning. Okay, at this point in the game, we were mainly thinking about Roche. The game got a little bit wonky, if I'm not mistaken. I think people were just, I think someone else just died in some weird area. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I was telling my team to come Roche. Like, come take the Roche fight. Because, like, all we need to do is get Roche on Lina. So, because my Lina was doing some psycho build, like, no BKB. Which, to me, if I see Muerta, Pango, Coddle, I'm pretty sure you need a BKB. But he's like, I had him pre-muted. I had 3 of my guys pre-muted. I'm not unmuting them. I don't know. Maybe they're friendly. I don't know. But maybe he's expecting a repel from Omni Knight. I think it's generally a bad idea. It just doesn't last that long. It's only 6 seconds, and then he has to do it at like the perfect time, and it can just be really, really risky. I'm not a fan. It makes the Omni Knight have to sit behind his team and sit behind the Lina, which I don't even think Omni Knight wants to do. I think he wants to like use it on himself and run in and click his shard and shit. Like, yeah, you can see he has to repel Lina here, which I don't know, not great. But okay, let's just get into the team fight. I'm not a fan of that playstyle. So in this team fight breaks out. My Techies makes a questionable play to jump in when Earth Spirit wasn't here. The problem is my Techies jumps in, and I think it's okay if Earth Spirit's ready, because then the Earth Spirit could like get on the Marcy and get on the Bane, which is his best targets, like by far. But unfortunately, he was like pushing in top wave, so he's just not here, which I was telling him don't do. But okay, it is okay, it is okay, it's okay. So we kite out, just gonna play the edge, don't want to jump in. The priority here is just hitting a good arrow and using defensive items. Starstorm in the mid to late game falls off. You guys need to understand this. Your priority is arrow. It's arrow, it's arrow, it's arrow. But yeah, as the game progresses, just play it on arrow. Like I hit a 5-second arrow on the Bane, and that obviously like keeps the Bane in place, and that allows us to kill off the Bane in a very safe way. And so my main contribution in this team fight is just hitting a good arrow. Frankly, like a good arrow into the Bane saves my Earth Spirit, which is huge, and it kills the Bane, which is massive. And that's all we really needed to win this team fight. Just one good arrow, and there we go. Patience, 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 patience. Understand when you're like what your hero does that's strong. For me, it's clicking ult and giving my team 20% evasion, because Moonlight Shadow has this 20% evasion talent. It works when the heroes are visible too, right? Which is so crazy, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. So it's just literally flat 20 evasion, which is obviously really good against like Muerta, you know? So even though Maelstrom gives her a little bit of anti-evasion, it's not enough. It makes a difference. And so I just want to pop my Moonlight Shadow either when we're initiating or when Muerta is going to ulti, right? To counter her out a bit. And yeah, we tried to end the game, which was a bit psychotic. It did not work. I was like, guys, I mean, to be fair, it was really close. I won't flame them too much. It was really close. But this is like the only way we lose the game. We could just go Roche, and it's like guaranteed GG. Like Aegis on Lina, and then we go do some shit. But whatever, they wanted to make the Psycho play, whatever, we'll make the Psycho play, we'll give the enemy Morta and Aegis, we'll throw away our net worth lead. No problem, it's no problem, it's fine. Okay, team fight breaks out. I was like looking for the Bane primarily. I think my guy gets slept, we're gonna throw an arrow, wake him up, get the kill, good start to the fight. Like picking on this Bane is very important for me because I have long range cancel the grip, right? So Mirana's pretty good against Bane in that regard, that you have an option to cancel grip. Hit an arrow onto Muerta there, just good patience. I'm not chucking blind arrows, guys. Like, keep that in mind. Almost all my arrows this game are calculated. I threw like 2 that were blind, and the reason why I'll throw them blind is to give vision, because arrow gives vision. I won't just chuck arrows blind unless the fight is giga over and there's like basically no downside. Maybe that's fine. My Air Spirit ended up going down here. I don't even know how, but whatever. But the fight was easy. Follow up the Gleipnir with the arrow. Another good follow-up. Just clean arrow, and we win the team fight. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned quite a lot about support. Really been enjoying the role. I don't understand when people say you can't gain rank on this role. To me, it's like absolutely insane. I think people can gain rank because they're just bad at support. Like, I just don't understand. You can have so much impact on this role. Like, clicking smoke at the right time is game-changing. Wards are game-changing. You can farm very useful items that people aren't buying. Like, so many supports buy shit items and lose early game fights because of it. No Glimmer, no Force, no Greaves, right? You just buy all these useful items. I'm keeping my team alive. I'm hitting nasty timings. I'm following up. I'm calling smokes. Like, I'm winning my lane as Mirana, which I don't even think she's a great laner. You know, like, you can have so much impact. So much impact. So please, guys, believe in yourself, believe in your role, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.